Anything? Yeah, safe.
Safe, safety, or safely. Anytime they use those phrases, it's the
That's
answer.
that.
99%. So number one would be our answer here. Any questions on that? Again, you see how sticking to your guns and doing that elimination works very well. Do what you know your conscience is telling you is wrong. Get rid of it, and then wait to see your target come up. Don't struggle by trying to answer the question right away. It never works. The word you're going to hurt yourself to death. All right. Number 13. All right, so which fires do you use water to put out? So let's talk about these real quick. First off, what are you going to eliminate? If anybody knows about fires, what are you
Gas and electric.
If you're throwing water on either one of these, you're high. Especially this one here. If you throw water on electrical fire, you're in trouble, right? It's a conductor, which means the water will conduct back to you, right? I'll tell you a little example. So back in the 80s when they were digging Texas landfill in Cockeysville, in a big truck. And we waiting for this dozer to clear an area so we could get into it. And he hit an underground cable with his Cat 910, big as this room. And his blade hit an underground cable, 250,000 volts. So back then, it took a little while to get the grid shut down. So we told him, look, to stay on the dozer and you're going to be fine, right? About 40 minutes goes by and he decides to stand up and take a pee. So he stands up. Keep in mind, that blade is stuck into a 250,000 volt cable and it's welding itself to the dozer. He stands up to take a pee. When his stream of urine hits the ground, he becomes part of that circuit, blow him apart. Because when his urine hit the ground, he becomes part of that ground. He was safe because the rubber tires are on the dozer, but he became part of that circuit once he, pretty bad. So no electrical, can't mess around with that. Gasoline, what happens when you put water on a gas fire? It's going to be on your chest.
Make the fire bigger.
No, it moves it. So if you got a pile of gasoline that size and you dump water on it, all it's going to do is move the fire bigger. All right? Tires. Now, they're using the word put out. I like to use the word cool because rubber is very hard to put out. In case some of you don't know, there's a fire in West Virginia. It's a tire fire from tire landfill. It's been burning for 28 years. Can't put it out. There's actually one in Nairobi that's been burning for longer than that, like 1 million square yards of tires, which is crazy. And once it ignites, and most of these, the one in West Virginia is underground because it's been backfilled, but it's burning underground. It's been burning for 28 years. Yeah. If you're going down the road, this is part of a professional driver. You're going down the road, you're in your mirrors, that's where you live. And you look in your mirrors inside, and you're seeing steam coming off your tires. That should be your first sign. You pull over into a truck stop, and most of them always will have hoses available. And you either got to hose your tires down and cool them, and that also could be, unless you've been, over braking, could be your brakes are heating up too. But most likely the tires, you got to cool them tires down either by sitting and waiting it out or hosing them down with water, right? So it does cool them. I don't like to use the word put out. But in this case here, number one. Good? Anybody have any questions on that? All right. Moving right along. You should use your mirrors to check. You should use your mirrors to check. And then we're going to go and see if there's anything here we can eliminate. The condition of your vehicle. Where the rear of your vehicle is while you're making turns. Traffic gas and emergency. Any anything here we can eliminate?
Tight, the terms, condition of the
Yeah, all these are right. You're using your mirrors to check the condition of the vehicle, like I just said, are the tires heated up? I got something stuck in a tire. What's going on in the rear of your vehicle while you're turning? You most certainly want to be in your mirrors when you're doing this. Cover your, we'll get into blind spots later. You want to try to cover that area. Traffic gaps when merging, most important one. Like I said, if you're going up the ramp, trying to get on the beltway, and you're not waiting for the gap, you're going to get hit. And most of the time, here's how it works with DOT. If you're at a light, waiting for the light to turn, you're the first person at the light, and someone smashes you in the rear, whose fault is it? It's theirs, right?
Yeah.
However, you're still going to get your analysis, blood work, all that stuff.
Right.
So you got to hold yourself accountable for the things you do and the things that you won't do, because it all happens all different. So in this case here, all of you. What's these statements about speed? Okay, so let's stop right there. I want you to write this down. Again, you should be able to put this by memory. Everybody ready? This is a speed reduction. So you're going down the road and the weather changes. So follow me here. On a wet road, we reduce by 1/3. A wet road, 1/3. So do bullet points. You can put the caption of speed management and then do wet road with a dash, 1/3. Got it? All right, now, snow covered, 1/2. So this is what I mean by that. Everybody got this? So this is how you write this down to do this. Like, speed management. That noise is getting a lot better.
I thought I was the only one. I swear. I was like, can they turn this shit off?
This is how you put it in your notes. It's just an example. So speed management, wet road, I'm reducing by 1/3. Snow cover, I'm reducing by 1/2. I'll give you an example in a minute. And what are we going to do on the ice? We're going to get the hell off the road, but we're going to crawl until we can get off. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't like this over when I'm at home. It's just loud because I'm trying to rush.
So ice, you're going to crawl until you get off the road. We do not drive on the ice. You shouldn't be doing it in color. You're making good enough money. Go home, watch Bugs Bunny. Just get the hell off the road. No sense driving on it. You're not going to be productive. You'll be stressed out. And the first time you touch the brakes, it's over. It's over. If you're in a B vehicle, you're going to go into a front wheel skid. If you're in an articulated vehicle, like a tractor trailer, or you're in a dump truck with a skid load on the back, you're going to jackknife. We'll talk about that. So, wet road 1/3. So, if I'm doing 60 and the road, it starts to rain, what am I reducing to? What's the number I'm looking for? Close. What's 1/3 off of 60? 20, right? So we're looking at 40 miles an hour. We're going from 60 to 40. That same road, I'm at 60, it's snowing. Now I'm at 30, right? And on the ice, we already said, man, just crawl until you can get off the road or go on the shoulder and sit, because it's not going to end well. No matter how good a driver you are, it ain't any better. I don't care. You can't. Ice will
Remember that video where
ice will bring tears to your eyes, man, because it's going to end bad. You're going to wrap that shit around the guardrail. It's just going to be bad. All right, so in this case here,
Who recorded
here's
it?
5:30.
Who knew that was going to happen?
Well, this one's snow covered a half. They're not giving you the word ice, but when the road is slippery, it takes longer to stop. It'll be harder to turn without skidding. We're going to talk about the skidding part a little bit later, because we do have, and everybody in here is car, you know you got what? ABS, right? What does ABS mean? Anti-brake, anti-locking system, anti-ABS braking system. Which means when you hit the brake, the wheels do this. They don't lock and skid. Now, we have that on the commercial vehicles as well. However, if you are on water, or you're on snow, or you're on ice, can you skid? Yeah, because it don't matter if when you touch the brakes, all the weight from the back comes to the front, the wheels are not on the ground. Here's the water. I mean, here's the road, here's the water, here's your tire. Your tire's on the water, or it's on the snow, or it's on the ice. You're not on the ground, you're up off the ground. Now, it sounds, just because the vehicle's heavy doesn't mean it's on the ground. Not under these circumstances. You're riding, so the true definition of hydroplaning is riding up on a thin film of water. So if you touch the brakes, even though you got ABS, you're going to skid. We'll talk about that. All right, so all these are true. Any questions on that? So I want you to study on that, because this will be on your test. They're going to ask you, how much do you reduce your speed on snowpack road? 1/2, right? So if I'm doing 60, I'm cutting to 30. On a wet road, if I'm doing 60, I'm going 40 now. Cut a third out. Okay.
Mr. B, hot chocolate.
Just to let you know, there's 100 questions in just in this tutorial alone. And then they get crazier from there. Somebody knows 50, 16. All right, so here's the goal. Your vehicle's in a traffic emergency and what? May collide. So we're not sure, but may collide with another vehicle if you do not take action. Which of these is a good rule to remember at such a time? So to say again, your vehicle's in a traffic emergency, may collide with another vehicle if you do not take action. Which of these is a good rule to remember at such a time? So, anybody ever watch NASCAR? NASCAR ring? So any good NASCAR driver will tell you, and I happen to agree, you can always turn away from an obstacle quicker than you can stop. This is why brakes are not your friend, even in your own car. You can always maneuver quicker than you can stop. If you brake in an emergency situation, what have you done? What have you told yourself? I can't do this. You've taken yourself out of the equation and said, I'm finished. Because braking is a finality, which says, I'm done at that point. And most of the time, you're going to get hit. So you want to maneuver. So without going any further, there's your, you can almost always turn to miss an obstacle more quickly than you can stop. This is the most profound statement in CDL driving. This tells you it is all about skill. It is all about how you approach the driving of the vehicle. You got to keep in mind, humans built these vehicles, humans drive them. So it's how you approach driving, and this is how you should be approaching. Stopping is always the safest action. No, it's not. Leaving the road is always more risky. Not necessarily. If you do this, you're high. Unbuckle your safety belt before impact. You gotta love that one, right? Yeah. It ain't gonna work. You gotta have your seatbelt on. You definitely don't. I know a lot of guys that are blessed